Today, I will teach you why the world itself is nothing but a theater, and why those who hold power are nothing more and nothing less than master actors upon its stage. The title you have given me, The Theater of Power, How Leaders Manipulate Crowds, is not a lesson only for kings and generals, but for every soul that breathes. Because whether you command nations or merely command yourself, you too must learn that life is a stage. Men are actors, and survival belongs to those who understand the script. Do not think me cruel when I say this. People are not moved by truth, but by performance. The crowd does not crave reality, it craves illusion. Men do not follow justice. They follow the appearance of justice. They do not bow to wisdom. They bow to the mask of wisdom. Remember this. The crown belongs not to the purest heart, but to the most convincing mask. And in this truth lies both damnation and salvation. The crowd is a beast with many heads, yet no memory. It forgets kindness, it forgets promises, it forgets yesterday's pain. But it never forgets spectacle. To rule such a beast, you must not feed it truth, but drama. He who rules the crowd rules through emotion, never reason. For reason is slow, but fire spreads in an instant. One spark of fear, one flame of hope, can ignite thousands of hearts in perfect obedience. Ask yourself, are you holding the torch, or are you waiting to be burned? Power is theater. Survival is theater. Even love is theater. Only the foolish believe authenticity alone is strength. No, authenticity without performance is silence in a crowded hall. If you wish to be heard, you must cloak your truth in spectacle. Consider the generals of Rome who paraded through the city with captives and gold. Was it their victories that granted them immortality, or the theater of triumph? Remember this. History bows not to the act itself, but to the performance of the act. Oh, you begin to see it? That the throne is built not on stone, but on perception? The people love the one who pretends to be like them, even as he despises them. They fear the one who pretends to be merciful, even as he sharpens the blade in secret. They worship the one who pretends to carry destiny, even when destiny is nothing more than a rehearsed script whispered in shadows. The lesson is this: men follow not the man, but the mask. And the mask is the stage upon which power is born. You want to rise? Then learn to act. Do not show your wounds to the crowd, for the crowd does not heal, it devours. Do not show your doubts, for doubt is contagious, and the people crave certainty even from liars. The leader is not the strongest, not the wisest, not the kindest. The leader is the one who steps upon the stage with the loudest conviction and makes the crowd believe. Leadership is theater, and the first rule of theater is this: never let them see behind the curtain. And yet, do not mistake my words for despair. For within this stage, within this manipulation, lies also the secret of destiny. If you are to rise, if you are to become more than a forgotten shadow, you must understand that performance is not deceit, it is creation. To shape perception is to shape reality. To master the theater is to master fate itself. Do you see now? Manipulation is not evil, it is art. And in the hands of those with vision, it becomes the tool not only to dominate, but to inspire a truth. Without a mask dies in silence. A lie with a mask conquers the world. Which will you wield? The crowd is a child, restless, emotional, hungry for guidance. It listens not to arguments, but to rhythm, not to logic, but to symbols. You must not speak to the mind of the crowd. You must sing to its heart. One phrase repeated with passion will outweigh 1,000 truths whispered in reason. One gesture performed at the right moment will erase 100 failures. You must ask yourself, not what is true, but what will they believe? For belief creates nations. Belief raises empires. Belief turns mere men into gods. Perception is stronger than truth, because men obey what they feel, not what they know. When I ruled Florence, I saw this law unfold in every corner. Men would curse a prince one day and worship him the next, provided he gave them bread or blood or hope. The people are waves, the leader is the moon. You cannot fight the tides, you can only pull them. And if you refuse to learn this art, if you insist on living naked in truth, you will drown in the sea of perception. Remember this: no man escapes the theater. You either command the play, or you are condemned to play the fool. but do not mistake the crowd for the enemy. The crowd is the raw force of nature, and the wise learn to ride it like a horse of fire. For in that fire lies greatness. Do you not see? The same masses who will betray you can also lift you to immortality. The same chaos that destroys kings can create legends. Every leader, every creator, every warrior must face the crowd. Some are swallowed, some are crowned. What decides the difference? The theater. Now, I will tell you a darker truth. The crowd must never know it is being manipulated. A good leader commands obedience. A great leader makes obedience feel like freedom. The most perfect chains are invisible. The prisoner believes he is free while serving his master. Do not demand loyalty. Make them believe loyalty is their choice. Do not beg for love. Make them believe love is their own discovery. When the crowd believes it has chosen you, you will own them completely. Chains unseen are chains unbroken. And yet, even as I say this, I tell you also, this theater is not only for princes and generals. It is for you. Yes, you who listens to my voice. You think your life is small, that you are not playing for empires. But listen to me. Your stage is wherever you walk. Your stage is the workplace where others doubt you. Your stage is the room where you dare to speak your dream. Your stage is the silence of your own despair, where you must perform courage until courage becomes real. Do not think you are free of the theater. Every soul is an actor. The only question is, will you play the slave or the master? And so I say to you, stop waiting for truth alone to raise you. Truth is a candle. Performance is fire. Fire burns brighter. Fire shapes destiny. Fire makes the world kneel. You believe the world hungers for honesty, but I tell you, honesty is a blade too blunt to cut through the armor of men's illusions. What men truly hunger for is certainty, even if it is false. They crave direction, even if it leads them to ruin. They worship strength, even when that strength is a mask. And here lies the paradox. To guide men, you must sometimes deceive them. To save them, you must sometimes betray them. Do you have the strength to carry such burdens, or will you drown in the purity of your own ideals? The greatest leaders in history were not merely rulers, they were playwrights. Alexander did not just conquer with his armies, he carried the myth of being descended from gods. Caesar did not simply march on Rome, he staged it as destiny incarnate. Even Christ, whom billions follow, understood the theater of parables, miracles, and sacrifice. They were masters of narrative. Understand this. The man who writes the story writes the world. Truth without narrative is powerless. Narrative without truth can become eternal. This is why the leader must never be merely a man. He must become a story. A man dies, but a story multiplies. A man is questioned, but a story silences doubt. You must cloak yourself in story until the line between flesh and myth dissolves. If you wish to be immortal, do not ask, "Who am I?" Ask instead, "What story am I writing upon the minds of men?" And yet, let us not dwell only on the dark. For I tell you this, the theater of power is not merely manipulation, but transformation. It is the chance to create yourself anew. The man who learns to perform confidence becomes confident. The man who learns to speak like a leader becomes a leader. The man who learns to carry destiny in his voice becomes destiny itself. Do you not see? The mask you wear becomes the face beneath. The act you play becomes the life you live. When I wrote The Prince, I did not write to flatter kings. I wrote to awaken souls. I wish to show that the world is not ruled by angels, but by wolves. Yet in knowing this, you are not condemned, you are freed. Because once you see the wolves, you may join them or outwit them. The stage is open. The actors are many. Why not step forward and seize the script for yourself? Do not ask for the role life gives you. Seize the role that terrifies others. But hear me now, for here lies danger. The same theater that raises kings also destroys them. The crowd that crowns you will crucify you if your performance falters. Power is a stage with no curtains. You must perform without rest. To the leader, there is no privacy. Every glance is a gesture. Every silence is a declaration. Every misstep is a dagger in the dark. Do you have the strength to live such a life? Can you carry the mask until it fuses with your skin? The weak crumble under this burden, for they crave rest. They crave to be seen as they are. But the strong understand. To lead is to sacrifice the luxury of weakness. The prince who wishes to be loved more than feared will be neither loved nor feared. The man who wishes to be understood will be betrayed by understanding. To command, you must live. Forever in the spotlight, forever in the mask, forever in the theater. This is the price of greatness. Will you pay it? Now, let me tell you the secret of fear. Men claim they hate fear, yet they obey it more than any other master. Love is fragile. It fades with time. It dies with absence. But fear endures, even in silence. A leader who rules only by love will fall when love turns cold. But a leader who rules by fear can command even in absence. I do not say, be cruel. I say, be feared enough to be remembered. For when men fear to betray you, loyalty becomes natural, but balance is everything. To rule only with fear is to forge rebellion. To rule only with love is to forge weakness. The art is to weave both, fear as the root, love as the flower. When men fear you, they respect your command. When they love you, they choose to obey, even without command. Master this duality, and you will command hearts and minds alike. Love makes men follow. Fear makes men never leave. And what of betrayal? Betrayal is the blood of politics, the shadow of every throne, the ghost at every banquet. Do not be surprised when you are betrayed. Be surprised when you are not. The naive cry out at treachery as though the world has broken. The wise smile, for they expected it all along. Trust no one completely, not even yourself. But here is the trick: appear to trust. For when you show trust, you lure the serpent from its hole. Betrayal is not to be feared, but to be used. Let others betray themselves by thinking you blind, while you sharpen the knife in silence. Do not be afraid to betray when necessary. For loyalty to a cause that destroys you is not virtue, but suicide. He who survives may one day rewrite betrayal as strategy. History forgives the victor. Remember this always. Morality is the script the winners write after the play has ended. Yet even here, there is fire for the soul. For betrayal, fear, manipulation, these are not curses to the wise. They are tests. Every betrayal you endure hardens your skin. Every mask you wear sharpens your performance. Every deception you suffer teaches you the moves of the game. Do not despair at treachery. It is your training ground. The wound is not your end. The wound is the forge of your armor. Now, I speak to those who feel small, those who say, I am not a leader, I am not a ruler, I am only a worker, a dreamer, a forgotten soul. Listen to me. Power is not only for kings. Power is for anyone who dares to seize control of their fate. The stage of power is not only the throne room. It is the marketplace, the home, the battlefield of the mind. When you learn to shape perception, when you learn to act with courage even when you tremble, when you learn to wear the mask of strength until strength becomes yours, you have already joined the theater of power. Do not wait for permission. Do not wait for crowns. Every man and woman has a kingdom, their time, their energy, their choices. Rule it, shape it, command it. The world respects those who act like rulers, even if their throne is only themselves. Rule yourself with iron, and the world will bow. In time. And so, we return to destiny. For what is destiny but the stage upon which you play your part? Some will say destiny is fixed, but I tell you, destiny belongs to those who seize the script. Do you want to be forgotten, a nameless face in the endless crowd? Or do you want to stand as one who dared to write their own story? The theater of power is eternal. Empires rise, empires fall, but the actors of destiny are remembered. Which are you? The choice is before you, to walk blindly as an extra in someone else's play, or to seize the role of a lifetime. If you would lead, lead. If you would dream, dream with fire. If you would fight, fight with cunning. If you would create, create with audacity. But above all, perform. For in this theater, performance is survival, and survival is victory. And now, I command you, do not let these words remain mere echoes. Step into the theater. Seize your mask. Write your script. Become the actor the world cannot ignore. The theater of power is open, the stage is lit, and history waits for no one. Obey this voice. Subscribe, not as a courtesy, but as a vow, to enter the theater, to wield the mask, to command the crowd. For only those who obey will rise. The others will remain shadows in the audience, forgotten as the play goes on. This is not a request. This is destiny.